Hi, hello. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to this YouTube channel. Today we're talking about 5 tips to actually lose weight and keep that weight off in a very sustainable way. So if you're into that sort of thing, watch the video, but also like and subscribe, because if you didn't know, if you're new around here, that's what I talk about the most. I talk about fitness for women specifically. When it comes to fat loss, getting toned, building a healthier relationship with food, reverse dieting, weight loss in general, dieting, maintenance phases, workouts that actually work, working smarter, not harder, all the different things when it comes to basically sustainable results that last. That's what I talk about. That's my jam. So like and subscribe if you're into that sort of thing. And also follow me on TikTok and Instagram if you don't already, because same thing there. All the good educational content coming your way on all the different platforms. So I hope that you enjoy, and if you ever have any sort of requests or recommendations, don't hesitate to tell me, and I would be happy to make some more content about that. Okay, so when it comes to losing weight and keeping it off, today I'm going over everything that is science-backed to prove that all of this is very good weight loss information and tips, I guess you could say. It's not a fad diet or some conspiracy theory. Everything that I'm going to be talking about is very much so based on science and how your body and metabolism act basically on a dieting journey. And I have several years of experience when it comes to coaching women inside of Fit and Balance coaching, several certifications. Like this ain't my first rodeo, so everything that I'm talking about has been proven time and time again to get results for hundreds and hundreds of women inside Fit and Balanced. So the number one tip is to be in a calorie deficit. So let me explain what that is. Basically, there is this thing called your TDEE, your total daily energy expenditure. And that is the amount of calories that you burn every single day. Do not trust online calculators. Like, we're not gonna get into that. That's a video for another time. It's what your body burns in a given day. There are 4 components that make up your TDEE. Your first one, which makes up the most, is your BMR, your basal metabolic rate. This is the amount of calories you're burning just sitting, blinking, breathing, at rest, basically. All this hand motions, that's not part of my BMR. Just if I was still, that would be my BMR doing its job, okay? So it's the amount of calories you burn at rest. The second component is your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. You'll know it as NEAT. That's the second part of TDEE, the second largest part at least, and that's your non-exercise activity. So when I'm doing this and talking with my hands like that, that's a non-exercise activity. Like, I'm being active while I'm talking, going on walks, walking to the bathroom, cooking food in the morning. All of that is non-exercise activity, and that makes up a huge part of your TDEE, or your calorie burn throughout the day. The next part is your thermic effect of food. So how many calories you burn while digesting your food. That's right, like your body's working while you're digesting food. Fun fact, protein has the highest thermic effect of food, which is why, along with like building muscle and all sorts of other things, having a high protein diet is really, really helpful for weight loss. But yeah, how much energy does your body spend digesting food? And then the last component of your TDEE is your exercise activity, or EA, or some people call it EAT, but I think that's confusing because it spells eat, but it's about exercise, okay? So your exercise activity makes up about the last 5% of your total daily energy expenditure, and that all equals those 4 things, the calories that you burn in a given day. So a calorie deficit is eating less than your TDEE. Let me know if that makes sense in the comments, or if I need to explain it more. One thing that I'd really like to point out in regards to your calorie deficit is that there's no need to cut out any foods. You don't have to cut out carbs. You don't have to fast, water fast. Don't get me started on that. You don't have to avoid fast food. You don't have to do any of that to lose weight. You just need to be in a calorie deficit, and it doesn't even need to be that low. Maintenance for most women is between 2,000 to 2,700 calories a day, and that means we can diet eating more than 1,200 calories a day, basically. Even if you're short, don't come at me in the comments saying, oh, but JC, I'm 4'11" or I'm 5 foot, I can't eat that much. I promise you can. I promise you'll just be on the lower end. Maybe your maintenance is closer to that 2,000 area versus that 2,700. Anyways, maintenance for most women, we went over that. You don't want to exceed a 30 to 35% deficit from maintenance. If your maintenance is 2,500 calories, you don't want to go too much below, 1,700 calories, because that would be about a 30 to 35% deficit. And you don't have to avoid any food. You just need to eat in a calorie deficit. It can be enough food to keep you not necessarily full, hunger is normal in a diet, but to keep you feeling okay. And you can also eat what you want, you don't have to cut anything out, and you can eat more than you think you can to lose weight, I promise. So tip number 1 is be in a calorie deficit. Tip number 2 is to lift weights. Now, I know it's so easy to be cardio focused when you're on a weight loss journey, but here is my bone to pick with you, if you are cardio focused, is because when we are losing weight, do we want that weight to just be whatever, or do we want that weight to be fat loss? If we want that weight to be fat loss and we want to maintain the muscle that we have on our body right now, then we have to, non-negotiable, we have to send a muscle building signal to your body so it knows that we need to prioritize keeping the muscle while eating in a calorie deficit and losing the fat. Otherwise, if you do not lift weights while you're in a calorie deficit, the very first thing to go is muscle. You're gonna lose all your muscle before you lose your fat, and then you're gonna be skinny fat and you're not gonna like the way that you look. So we need to be more concerned about your body composition, and we want to lose fat and we want to build muscle mass, and the only way to do that is to lift weights. We gotta tell the body what it should be prioritizing right now. Plus, the more muscle you have, the more energy you burn at rest, or the more calories you burn at rest, and technically you have a faster metabolism. So that's a bonus too, okay? Tip number 3 for weight loss is your steps. Your steps and your non-exercise activity. I cannot focus on this enough or prioritize this enough for you. You don't have to hit 10,000 steps a day. That's not what I'm saying, but you cannot be sedentary. And I would say if you work out, 4 to 5 times a week, but you get 2,000 steps a day or less, you are sedentary. You are missing out on so much calorie burn throughout the week by not getting steps in, basically, and not having any activity outside of your workouts. So increasing your steps, even by just a few thousand from where you are right now daily, can dramatically increase the amount of calories that you burn throughout the entire week. So if we're gonna average out the week, it could be hundreds and hundreds, if not close to 1,000 calories extra burned in the entirety of a week that you're missing out on. And that will help you get in your calorie deficit, and that will help with your weight loss. But it's more simple and easy. You just have to walk a little bit more. So I'm not saying you need 10,000 steps, but if you are below 5,000 steps a day, I would work on bumping that up. Something that we like to practice and preach at Fit and Balance Coaching, which is our one-on-one coaching company for women, is that we're gonna do baby steps. We're never gonna go from 0 to 100 real quick. So I would recommend, if you are struggling with steps right now, just aim to get an extra 1,000 a day. Do that consistently for a while and then bump it up again. And eventually you'll be at 8,000, 9,000, maybe 10,000 steps a day, but it was a gradual habit building kind of increase, so it'll make it more manageable for you. The fourth tip for weight loss is your sleep. It's your sleep. Your sleep is important. You can avoid it all you want, but that doesn't make its effects any less on your body. So aim for 7 to 9 plus hours of sleep every single night consistently, okay? And here's why. A lack of quality and quantity sleep can have a massive impact on your metabolism and your metabolic effects. So basically what's happening if you are sleep deprived, there's two hormones that deal with your energy and your hunger. So when you are sleep deprived, your leptin levels will decrease, which basically signals to your brain that you don't have enough energy for your needs. Like you're not satiated, you're feeling drained, you're feeling like you don't have enough energy for your needs. And then lack of sleep also results in your ghrelin levels increasing. Ghrelin is your hunger hormone. You can remember it like ghrelin, like grr, like your belly's growling. So your ghrelin levels will increase, which will cue your hunger, which will make you eat more. Whereas if you were to get that quality and quantity of sleep, you wouldn't be experiencing those different changes to your hunger hormones and you wouldn't be eating as much. So sometimes when you are going through that, your leptin and ghrelin levels kind of being a little bit wonky due to lack of sleep, you're gonna move a little bit less and you're gonna eat a little bit more, and you can pull yourself out of that calorie deficit. It can mess with your workout quality and your workout recovery and a whole lot of other things. So sleep is important. A lack of sleep can also lead to potential depression. It can lead to lethargy, like you're just feeling blah all the time. It can lead to a lack of recovery, so you can say goodbye to maintaining or building any muscle and goodbye to getting toned. It can lead to a weakened immune system, so you get sick more often. It will lower your NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, because when you're tired, you're just less likely to be talking with your hands like I am right now, or to go on those extra walks, or to expend any extra energy. It can cause mental fog and brain fog, and it can increase your hunger. So not a vibe if you're not getting sleep. Adequate sleep basically does the opposite. So when you do get sleep, you're thriving. You're a well-oiled machine. Your body's working as it should, and you're gonna be able to lose fat and maintain your muscle like a dream, okay? You need sleep when it comes to your weight loss, especially if you wanna focus on fat loss. The fifth tip when it comes to losing weight and keeping it off is your stress. Now here's another one where you might roll your eyes at me and be like, I am so tired of hearing that. Just tell me to eat 1,200 calories and like run. No, that's not gonna be sustainable weight loss or take care of your metabolism or hormones. These 5 tips are. These are what get our clients amazing results in fit and balance coaching, and they work and they're sustainable. Stress, we cannot ignore it. Your stress plays a huge role on your progress, so we have to learn how to manage stress. And when the body perceives stress, all it knows is it feels unsafe. It feels unsafe. It doesn't understand that there's not a saber-toothed tiger chasing us back in the old days. You know what I mean? It hasn't caught up to the times yet, our bodies and metabolism and hormones and stuff like that. It goes into fight or flight mode and survival mode, basically. So that's stressful. That's stressful in the body. And if you're in a chronic stage of stress, the body's always gonna feel like that, and it can really affect your metabolism and your ability to like lose fat and build muscle and all of the things. But let me also add that dieting and lifting and cardio are all also stressors on the body. So on top of your career stress, your relationship stress, your life stress in general, it can be too much, okay? And stress can cause inflammation, stress can cause bloating, really crappy digestion, really poor sleep, which we just talked about, really low energy, really low libido, which is not normal. It can cause a loss of your menstrual cycle or irregularities in it, which is not okay. That's like our telltale sign of biofeedback that your body needs help. It can cause burnout and it can cause hair loss. None of which are an optimal environment for your body to feel safe shedding fat. Your body's gonna want to hold on to everything it can because it's in fight or flight mode and survival mode, and it doesn't know that there's a McDonald's down the street and we can easily get some food again, or that you're just stressed about work. There's not, like, your life's not actually in danger. Our body doesn't really know that. So when we're under this constant stress, then you're gonna experience all that negative biofeedback, which is like a domino effect into everything else. And then you're gonna have a really hard time losing fat and maintaining or building muscle. Okay, so we gotta manage that stress. Okay, so those were the 5 tips to lose weight and keep it off. Little recap: tip number 1, calorie deficit. Tip number 2, lift weights. Tip number 3, NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, getting those steps in. Tip number 4, sleep. Tip number 5, manage your stress. I swear, I promise, if you follow those 5 tips and you do them well and consistently, then you are going to lose weight so easily, and you're gonna be shocked, and it's gonna be an enjoyable journey, and you're gonna be able to keep it off because you did it in a sustainable, balanced way, which is everything that I talk about and everything that we preach in fit and balanced coaching. I would also like to add, if you need any support here, if you're feeling a little bit discouraged in your fat loss, weight loss journey, getting toned, body confidence, if you need some help and support, then Fit and Balance is here for you. I'm here for you. There's the link in the description to check out exactly what we do in one-on-one coaching, and you can just kind of decipher if that would be helpful to you or not. And I would also like to add, thank you so much for watching. If this was helpful, like and subscribe. If you want more videos like this, like and subscribe, comment below any request, and I will be sure to put out really helpful, valuable, educational content for you.
I can help you out.